Welcome back, Clone-tastic Clone Friends. This should finish off our coverage of the 2016 Precon Commander decks, this time with the Partner Commanders. For those of you who don't know what Partner is, it's an ability that lets you have two commanders just so long as they both have Partner. Or you could just use one, I guess. Why would you do that? Today we have me going first, playing the Yidris deck, but using Kaidel, Chosen of Krufix, as my commander, along with Vile Smasher the Fierce. That's not a name. Vile Smasher is what I call a cute ability, as in it's not really threatening, but it's cute to see him try. Krufix seems better, but colored mana would be ideal. Brian is next, playing Ishai Ujitai Dragon Speaker, who kinda sucks, but luckily his partner is Ikra Shadiki the Usurper. I've seen this guy a little bit now, and he's never been short of good. Expect Brian to gain a bunch of life this game. Next we have Rob, who is playing Sidar, Kondo of Jamura. Again, some of these partners are just not getting the job done. And Krom, Ludovic's Opus, who is at least better. Finally, we have Josh, who is playing Tana, the Bloodsower, who is a 2/2 for some reason. I guess they were worried about making it good. And Ravos, Soul Tinder. I kinda like this guy. We'll see if Josh likes him too. I mull 3 times, since all I get is 1 land hands, and start the game by gaining a life with Jungle Hollow. Josh hides away with Windbrisk Heights. Imperial Plate equipment from Rob. Josh casts a turn 2 Blind Obedience. This card is a pain the entire game. It's going to be exactly as annoying as you think. I'm at least making my land drops, but pretty much not doing anything else. Darksteel Ingot from Brian on his turn 3. A fine commander card. Rob plays the saddest Temple Bell ever, since it enters play tapped. Tapped Gamekeeper from me on my turn 4. Cathar's Crusade from Brian. Brian's deck goes off this game, starting with that Cathar's Crusade that mostly goes unchecked. Rob plays his Selesnya commander, Sidar Kondo of Jamura. I guess he had nothing better to do. Josh Artifact Mutations Rob's Temple Bell, and in response, Rob forces everyone to draw a card, and Josh gets 3 1/1 green saplings. On his turn, Josh casts Timna the Weaver, and then attacks each of us. He pays 2 life and draws 2 cards, since he has 7 cards in hand. Not bad. I gain a life with Rugged Highlands, and then cast the only card I can, missing my 4th color of mana, Soul Ring. At least now I have a blocker. Brian plays a tap creature, Crystalline Crawler, with 5 counters on it due to Cathar's Crusade. Rob casts a Crow and Horse and gives it to Josh since he has the most creatures, so the rest of us get tapped soldiers every turn. Josh is pissed about getting that horse. All game, it stays there too. Rob then attacks Josh for 2 with his commander. Josh's horse gives us all tapped soldiers. And then Josh casts Primeval Protector and gives all of Josh's other creatures +1. Josh then attacks Rob for 4 and Brian for 5, as he did not want to attack into my Gamekeeper. Josh pays 1 life with Timna and draws 1 card. I then play a card I don't even like, Blood Tyrant. Read what that says. What happens when a player loses the game? Barely anything. Got it. Forgotten Ancient from Brian, getting more plus counters from the Crusade. More creatures and more counters from Brian. On Josh's upkeep, we all get tapped soldiers, and Brian's guys get even bigger. This is where Brian starts to run away with the game. Josh casts 2 spells and extorts them both. Josh then all-out attacks me. I block and take 7 damage. When my Gamekeeper dies, I get Horizon Chimera. Everyone loses a life on my upkeep from Blood Tyrant, and he gets bigger. My life stays the same, though, because of the Horizon Chimera. I then cast both of my commanders at the same time. Kaidel, Chosen of Krufix, and Vile Smasher the Fierce. Brian's Forgotten Ancient is so big and ancienty. Despite having the fattest board, still no attacks from Brian. Josh goes to attack, and Brian doubles the counters on many of his creatures with Solidarity of Heroes, strived 4 times. And then removes counters with Fester Creep, giving everything -3, wiping the smaller creatures from the board. Rob then swords the Plowshares, Brian's Fester Creep, gaining Brian 19 life, but Josh still can't get through with damage. Brian's guys are absolutely huge right now. Josh casts Divergent Transformations, exiling 2 of Brian's creatures and then giving him even better creatures with Gav, Guru of Spores, and Vulturous Zombie. And if you didn't know, Cathar's Crusade with Gav is what you might call a combo? Everyone loses life on my turn from Blood Tyrant as it gets bigger. Not as fast as Brian's guys, which I steal with Frenzied Fugue. I then send both of my guys at Brian, who takes 13 damage, blocking his insanely huge soldier. Champion of Lambholt from Brian, as if he needed better creatures. Oh, I just realized. Gav plus Crusade plus Crystalline Crawler is infinite guys and infinite damage. Fun fact for the day. Brian also casts Ikras Siddiqui, the Usurper. That card continues to be nuts. Brian attacks and gains a bunch of life, going to 72. Josh goes to the opposite life total, 27, and I go to 13. Rob doesn't lose any life because he casts his first relevant card of the night with Selfless Squire, who is pretty good. That's one of the only good cards in that deck. The rest of the game is Josh, Rob, and I attacking Brian, whittling down his life total when possible, until Brian has enough counters on his commander to one-shot kill Josh, since Josh doesn't have any flyers. Rob continues to not attack, but casts Lurking Predators. On my upkeep, so no one has dealt with my Blood Tyrant all game, and it's now a 39-39. I finally now have enough mana to cast the Ingarrick's Wake that's been in my hand. I then send the Blood Tyrant to kill Brian, and Rob survives. On Rob's turn, he continues to have absolutely nothing in hand, and then loses on my next attack step. There you have it. The Yidris deck wins again. That is a really good deck. But it was Brian's Ishai Ujitai Dragon Speaker and Ikras Siddiqui the Usurper deck who stole the show that game. Much of the game was arch enemy trying to subdue Brian's extreme board state. Well, that's it for now. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of the Commander 2016 Precon decks, and remember to stay cool, stay clone. Alright guys.
It was greedy. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Greed is good.
It is.
If you got a... Does your deck have Frenzied Fugue? Because you win right now if you do.
Threaten.
No, apparently this deck is all lands all the time. Because your deck is supposed to play the other guy as the general, so you can play your lands Exactly. and draw cards.
I won something? What?
There, we all won again, you guys.
Huh?
I didn't.
He didn't win one.
Oh,
I won the big deck, and then I won this one.
Let's play again.
Okay,
Not
Vile,
this bullshit.
Smasher, and Kaidil got there. What are we playing?
Hey, you just won the last time too.
I bashed
I just want to play
Blood
the game.
Tyrant so hard prior to this game, and it single-handedly won it for me.
It did. You're like, I hate that card.
I had 2
Says
rats
the
in my
phrase.
hand the whole game.
2 wraths?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
I
funny.
had Dune Blast and the one that's cheaper for your
I had a
opponent.
fucking Keening Stone in hand the whole game. I'm like, what the fuck is this deck trying to do?